All right. I think we should be ready. Let's do this. Hold on for 1 second. Light to cool. And okay. Cool. All right, hi guys. Welcome back. Just fade this out. Welcome to the first of maybe many shows involving me here on Dirty Issues. I tried to find a quick name for it, and since a lot of you guys on the Discord group are aware that I have a few things to do with the House of Phil, and you have our lords that look after us here in the House of Phil, and I've always been behind the scenes, so I more or less could be considered the Hands of the King. Well, that is my role of the Hands of the King, but also as the Iron Bank. But that's besides the point. Hi, how are you, Random Guy or Flash? Welcome. Broke Black Man 94, thank you very much for showing up. I like live streaming like this, or especially giving you guys updates, because it's a whole lot easier to do a vlog or what have you. Here, live streaming out, have everything set up, and it should be fine. What about the Flash? About you, Flash? Oh, yeah. Everything's... Yeah, Random Guy or Flash is doing well, I believe. He's still making content, which is very good. First things first, for the Hands of the King, I'm going to do my best not to swear. I don't particularly like to censor myself, but this is still very much a new thing that I'm trying to be doing, where it's proactively not swearing instead of editing out, like, you know, with the whole, this is just humans talking. So you fractured your humerus on your left arm. That's not good, man. At least you didn't get your legs broke, because, you know, Barry needs his speed. Barry needs his speed. Also, it's been a really weird week in regards to YouTube. A lot of people have noticed it before they actually looked at the specifics on their video managers. If you are a YouTube content creator, it's if you just rolled upon it like I did the other day, and you're noticing this and you're seeing more stuff happen online, whether somebody's making a YouTube video about it or doing a podcast about it, or you're seeing it on Twitter. Currently right now, YouTube's stance is, since so many people are pulling out of YouTube, going, well, I'm trying to distance myself from your company because you misrepresent my brand and you put it on other people's content that don't align with everything. Hello, Gary. It's understandable. I had a debate with somebody earlier today, and somebody who pretty much thinks they're a know-it-all. Like, regardless of, you know, that kind of person, regardless of whatever you say, they want to jump in, and they know more about it than you. And I've always bent the knee and went with it, such as things that we as YouTube community really don't like. But if you're a fan of John Oliver, you're totally in the know. Or Trevor Noah over at The Daily Show. But I'm like, no. This is my thing. We've been doing it forever. I know exactly what I'm talking about. And they're like, they had some of the details correct. They're like, well, ads don't want to be misrepresented. And that's what I was talking about. But then, I pointed it out. I made a good thing where I kind of snuck it in there, because I asked somebody, I said, because they're a big Howard Stern fan. And they said, I said, do you think that Sirius Satellite Radio will still exist after Howard Stern? He goes, no, absolutely not. I go, all right, here's another thing. If they take Sirius Satellite Radio and they say no more adult shows, you have to be clean and you have to treat it like regular radio, will it survive? Oh, I don't know. More than likely, Howard Stern will not go back to the things the way it was. And for you young guys who don't know exactly who Howard Stern was, Howard Stern is pretty much the catalyst of what everyone else is doing. What, channels of the adult variety, more or less on YouTube. It's what he created the genre that makes shock jock radio or podcasts like Joe Rogan Experiment great. Freeform stuff, and sometimes you're a little blue, as they say. How is everyone doing? I'm hoping you're doing much better, Tucker. Well, I have a bit of tinnitus and my ears ringing, but that's okay. So I switched it around. I go, well, that's what YouTube is going through right now, because and when I said the whole entire demonetization of a lot of videos, and then that's when Smarty Pants jumps in and, well, I know this. Well, these brands, like she's defending like these companies that she doesn't even know, and I'm like, okay, that is true. I'm like, yes, that is true, but they somehow have like turned the blind eye, and I threw it on that person. Would be like, okay, granted, yeah, in the last maybe 6 months people have been pulling out because of their content. But where were they last year? Where were they 2 years ago? Because I would have to say a year and a half, probably like 12 months to maybe 18 months ago, YouTube started steadily declining. This was before, it just seemed like we had a huge boom last summer for YouTube content creators in regards to making trash content and manipulating the algorithms to their favor. This was pre Jake Paul, all that era. A lot of people who aren't famous now are famous. Weren't famous like back, had less than 1 million subscribers. Now, millions of subscribers, because they know exactly what the audience likes. And then I was trying to say that YouTube is trying to become Disney. And I could say that till I'm blue in the face. But I've only gotten that information specifically where I got to see, like, I searched around for people who are making content who more or less, it's like, are they talking about it? Because this bugged me like 3 or 4 days ago. This is where we saw it. And we saw a lot of the videos that we are doing here on Dirty Issues, having the little yellow circle. Somebody called it, they made jokes about Bitcoin because it's the circle with the S on it. And finding out that the whole demonetization, how it's not ad friendly. And I'll be the first to admit that when this first wave happened last year, I made fun of it. Made fun of content. Well, you got to clean up your content. I guess you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. Not going to bother me. But then it hits me, and then I actually realize what they're going through. Let's bring up. So I couldn't find anybody, but then out of nowhere, okay, the guys behind Inside Gaming, the guys who went over to Rooster Teeth for Funhouse, do a really great podcast called Dude Soup. And on their last podcast that was released 3 days ago called No More Gaming on YouTube, Dude Soup podcast number 136, they talk in length to what they're going through and what everyone else is going through, and they try to break it down and share with fans or people who are content creators exactly what they're going through. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. And yeah, they were spot on. And I'm telling this person, I'm like, okay, well, if Sirius Satellite Radio cannot exist outside of Howard Stern, do you really think that the big time people pulling away? Well, he's like, well, they're just trying to, and this person, I knew they screwed up, because he's like, well, they're trying to make YouTube for all ages, or for a certain demographic, it's this way. And I'm like, that's never going to happen. I go, and if they do remove all these people, it's going to be a wasteland. No one is going to, and YouTube is so ingrained in our way of life. We're glued to these phones, and Facebook and YouTube are in the same boat. They're so ingrained with us. YouTube has has benefited the life of so many people. We're able to learn languages and learn how to do crafts and be able to watch trailers without watching the Super Bowl, or watch recaps of funny shows that happened, stuff that we would never have seen. Potentially, this person wants to go back to like 2005 era, when YouTube wasn't an afterthought. If it was an afterthought and it was around, it was way before monetization. Because I remember a lot of you guys out there, especially young guys, I know Random Guy or Flash doesn't remember this because he's far too young, but I was there in California when YouTube and Facebook first started. And I remember how old, no, it wasn't even Facebook. Facebook wasn't even around. I remember because I was in the early 2000s. I was there when MySpace was brand new and YouTube was brand new. I remember. And I remember the plateau of exactly how YouTube was. And it was very clean, milquetoast, kind of like Cute with Chris, funny videos of cats and making, you know, blue humor. Not even blue humor, like making like All Your Dreams Are Whatever and Gone Away. And you had people who were doing vlogs, like Governor, what's his, Governor, Stephen, the guy says he's Stephen Colbert's illegitimate son, Governor Watts. That's what it was. People like that. And it was great. And we got to share a lot of great information. But this is before we knew that we had the potential to make money. So what's up, Ty Queen? I talked to several people about this, and they're in the same kind of pickle as YouTube, is removing their content and deeming it inappropriate. That's right. And I tried to be, just side note, I try to explain this to, if you're ever in a job, especially in retail, or if you're working at a restaurant or Target or whatever, and it may not have happened to you, but you've seen it happen to other people where you talk to a manager and it's like, oh, I can't stand that guy. But then you see them conniving, little gears going around their head, and be like, well, I can't fire them, but I can definitely cut their hours. And if I cut their hours, they're not going to be able to make enough money, and they're going to go find a job somewhere else. Hence, this person's going to quit on their own volition instead of we having to go through the paperwork of firing them or laying them off and having them get a check from us. That's essentially what YouTube is doing. Back to that. I was trying to explain to this person that, okay, I go, YouTube is not that. There's no way it's going to be that. And it's not going back to the way of the past, because essentially we made milquetoast stuff. You know, animators were the kings and everything. And then they introduced the ability for us to make money off of it. And then that's when it blew up, because whereas if you find a way to make money on it, everyone's going to see. It's like the fidget spinners. They see the popularity of a fidget spinner. Ouch. They see the popularity of a fidget spinner, and oh my gosh, you mean to tell me that this is for kids with ADHD and just used to focus and calm down, and I can sell this? I can make money off of that? And then one person saw it, and then just the rest follow suit, and now our world is inundated with these funny little fidget spinners. And for everyone who's watching, who just joined, I see we're 7-7. The Hand of the King Speaks is not a Game of Thrones recap show. The Hand of the King is my role in the House of Phil. We are members of a large gathering of Game of Thrones fans. And Phil's Recap and Review is the channel that we are a part of. Game of Thrones recaps. This Sunday is the season finale. Please go check it out on Phil's Recap and Review. Search on YouTube. I Got Issues Man. He will be there. Yeah, ads sucked. Yeah, exactly. It's the dumbest toy ever. Exactly. So I explained to him, there's no way that after we find out we make money, and then YouTube allowed this to happen. Large corporations like Coca-Cola and whatever, these people who buy ads, they're able to, they said it's okay, and they let it get to this point. And they're like, well, I go, YouTube has gotten so big, we don't have people to go and meet clients and talk to them and get a whole idea of what us, like people like me, marketers, find out and be like, okay, so you want to reach these people and this and this. That's what Google AdWords are for. It's It's like a computer version. It's a computer form that we fill out now, where it's like, okay, I want to reach boys 18 to 24 that like video games, and I want to target it in these countries at this time of night, for so many times a week, cost per click, all that stuff. We do that electronically, and I was trying to explain to him, we still have that process, but the diagrams, the programs that do it are all screwed up, and they're just running rampant. I go, so what you want for all milquetoast is exactly what it's doing. It's the dumbest program that anybody could think of. No one put any brain to it. It's, okay, we do this. It's almost like I've seen it in my job where they promise the world to one client and they don't deliver, but in order to sacrifice the order, they have caveats, or they give stuff for free. Oh, don't worry, your meal, don't worry, it's on the house. Or like any restaurant, it's on the house. Just pay the bill, or like we'll give you a free dessert. Just pay the bill, and we're square, right? Even Steven? But so many people do so many caveats where I remember doing an event. Sorry, I'm doing on a tangent. I was doing an event, and a bunch of clients came in, and they wanted internet for everyone to be on their phones, to be on this little e-learning thing. And they told me, is this possible? And I said, I don't think so. And I was yelled at by the people that I work with and said, it is going to work. We'll add some extra stuff. And you can't really tell somebody, if you've got logic, you can't really tell somebody, hey, by the way, you have one business class router for an entire hotel. And you're going to have 40 people in one room, all on Wi-Fi, all the exact same time. You expect that to work. So, needless to say, they lied to the client, and it went off. Things went horribly wrong, and guess who lied? Guess who got blamed? Guess who got blamed? Guess who lost money on that? Guess who lost everything because of that? I mean, monetarily speaking. You guessed it, not me, the hotel. Instead of being honest with the client and not wasting their time and wasting their event, they lied because they wanted money and they weren't completely honest. So they lost everything. Where am I going with this? It's like you have to be honest with people. You can't do certain things. If you can't do this, you can't do that. You just can't say I'm unhappy, and you're like, I'm unhappy, YouTube. I'm a big time company who has ads on here. I'm not happy. Do something about it. And like the hotel, who gave all their caveats to be like, okay, fine, just don't ruin our reputation. Or just don't get angry at us. We'll just give you everything for free. That's what YouTube is literally doing to a lot of people. They were like a blanket just to appease these few large corporations that are just one of many people that have ads on. It's like apparently they're the big dogs. Blanket stuff. And I try to explain to them. I go, what you're looking for, that milquetoast that's on YouTube with makeup tutorials and kid-friendly stuff. Well, they already have a YouTube Kids, so that's beside the point. But all these other things that you keep saying that YouTube wants to be, and it makes about like 20-30% of the entire YouTube genre itself. We have about 60% are garbage. Video games, vlogs, podcasts, let's plays, unboxings, all this other mindless stuff that we just put on and give out to our kids. And I honestly don't believe that small amount, if they decide to block all that stuff out, you have big time channels that will just stop making content on the platform altogether because you can't make time to do this stuff. And people are like, well, they should have saw it coming. This is a business. Any of these things. Smosh is a corporation. Maker is a corporation owned by Disney. So Disney loses out if YouTube goes away. So these are big time things. Tech decks are better as a kid. Astrojex, yeah. I did not, you know what? I remember Pogs. Pogs were great. But if there's no money, we're going back to the money thing. If there's no money to be had, Like, and we're not trying to say we're greedy. Anything that we're doing here is fun, but it's a business, because in order for us to have more fun, we have to have the ability to pay for the fun, pay for our stuff. That's the reason why, if you really enjoy someone's content and they make you laugh, you're entertained, you look forward to those shows. We're saying, like, sans everyone here. Like, say for instance, like, somebody who does great tutorials on art, or somebody who breaks down games, or somebody who does movie reviews, like I Hate Everything, cinema, like Nostalgia Critic is a perfect example. Granted, there were times where he was demonetized because someone false flagged him, but I'm trying to think, if his money never came back, do you really think that he'd still be doing it right now? Granted, he loves doing this, but putting all the time and effort to producing something great as, like, a Nostalgia Critic episode where he reviews a movie, he spends all that time. Like, say for instance, it takes him 12 hours to do that. Where's that 12 hours is it gonna appear out of magic thin air if he's working 40 hours a week to pay for the ability to do that on his free time? No, it's not. So essentially, when somebody says YouTube isn't a real job, it is a real job, and they sometimes work harder than a lot of people who work every day. Needless to say, it's a better environment. But, if these people cannot afford to make these videos, every day or every week to a great quality, like me, I'm taking the easy way out. I'm just doing a simple live stream, talking to you guys, and I'm reading chats and just screwing around is the right one. But a lot of people put a lot of heart and soul into it, especially like Alex from I Hate Everything. His movie reviews are great. Nostalgia Critics are great. Phil's content is great. Anything except gaming. Gaming is okay. Gaming is easy for us. Joe will admit it. I will admit it. It's something that we can do to pass the time. But somebody actually puts their heart and soul and produces stuff. That's the reason why animators were gone by the wayside. It's because the time and effort it took to do the animation did not, like, the return on investment of time. If they spent like 2 days animating a cool short and it never breaks 1,000 views on a threshold, because 1,000 is that mark where you actually start seeing good money coming in. They can't recoup their losses. They can just try to get sleep the next day because they just know that they're probably not going to have enough time to make another video. So these people will leave. Nostalgia Critics, everyone's going to leave. PewDiePie can retire. But other people that make good quality content, these people are going to leave. What drives somebody to make? What are the two factors that drive? I would have to say fun and the potential to make money. But why do people play video games every day ad nauseum and try to do Let's Plays? Because it's fun, but they're also trying to build an audience. But they're also trying to make it as a full-time YouTuber. Why are people on Twitch? Granted, it's like me and Joe have stuff for fun, but there's a lot of people who take it very seriously. But if that goes away, there's no necessity. Like, why are we doing this? It's like, we're playing it for fun. That's great. But it would be sparse. You'll never have 24-hour live streams. And if those big people disappear, you're going to be left with the makeup tutorials and the kids' toys and the unboxings. And that's it. And then YouTube itself is going to just, you could say implode, but they're not going to be able to afford to keep YouTube up because the amount of servers. Like, granted, right now servers are huge all around the world, but they're Google and they can afford it because ads are playing everywhere on videos. But I don't believe that removing everyone's content, the ones that are super creative or political, even political speak. I'm going to explain to you why. Because the weirdest update that came through us for here was like, it keeps changing. Every time I look at the video manager, it keeps changing. And I've seen certain subtle details where it would come up and where you may catch flags on how you can avoid it. So anyway, great. Yeah, YouTube may implode. But the one thing is, it's like, well, maybe we don't need YouTube. YouTube companies don't need it. Companies need YouTube. I'm like, companies need YouTube. And I'm like, okay. I go, I kind of left them speechless when I brought up this. Okay, let's say it happens, and they clean it up, and all these other big people leave. And granted, yes, hooray, the ad people won. But the final nail in the coffin for YouTube is probably going to be another website doing the exact same thing that they did, but offering the ability to not be hindered by YouTube. Well, YouTube, you can't do anything anymore, but come to us and we'll be able to hook you up. And they will become the next YouTube. And I said, and the wheel just keeps spinning. Oh, you don't like it? Oh, okay, we're going to stop it. Oh, man, he's got a great idea. It's fidget spinners, guys. Every one of these is a YouTube channel. You don't like this one? So it's just, this is pretty much the atmosphere. We're just spinning around, chasing our tails. That's exactly what's going to happen. You cannot stop freedom of press, free speech. I don't want to, this isn't political. You cannot stop somebody from creating this content, because even if you put all these blocks right here, some sort of undesirable channel on YouTube will find a way around the algorithm, and they'll name their inappropriate content chicken salad and have no tags, but then share it on certain areas, and then have their toxic environment come back in, and the ads will be there, and they lost. Tell me one smartphone, tell me one iPhone that has not been jailbroken within a week. Some people were able to break the brand new ones that said, you can't break them, you can't mod them. They've done it in an hour. There is nothing that is not hackable. People will always find a way around it. All right. Broke Black Man says, I think it's much more complicated. Oh, yeah. Okay, first you need to monetize, then add the ads on them. If the person sees the ads, you gain something. I think, okay. Now, are you talking about that in regards to how it works? Because the thing is, oh yeah, okay. Because the thing is, it could get to a certain point where they could bring it down and it could exist. But they also could have consulting where they streamline everything for a client to meet with them. It's called a creative brief. When you first meet with somebody or a client, exactly. You know what? And then maybe I made it up before. A creative brief is something when you meet a client and you get a feel for them and they go, I want to reach these people. Okay, what's your target demographic? What's this? What's this? And then we as marketers take that information, bring it back to our team, and how can we get this to work? And that's when the ad agency starts buzzing and they start thinking about ideas and how to work it, how to pitch this thing, what's the look going to be, and then they present it to the client. We don't let the clients choose. We take their ideas of how they want, like we take the client and their ideas, like how, we take the client and we take their product and their message, and we find a way to disseminate it. But YouTube gotten so big. But if it actually gets to the point where it gets small enough where they're actually able to do stuff, it'll be a shell of its former self, and it will be eclipsed by the new competitor. Hell, Apple could do it. Amazon could do it. Twitch is at a point where they're already adding VODs. So who's to say that Amazon is going to just finally put the last nail in the coffin? We stole Twitch from you. So you had to create YouTube gaming, and now we have the VOD. So all the gaming can be over there, and y'all let you have your makeup tutorials right there. But I was like, well, I guess people are just going to have to start paying stuff to watch things. And then I realized you have HBO, you have HBO Go, you have Crunchyroll, you have Amazon, you have Netflix. We do pay for that stuff, but the investment of our money into such a great thing really doesn't mean that much to us sometimes. I'd much rather do that, or as the dude Soup said, why don't they just create a separate entity, which is a clone of YouTube, called YouTube After Dark? Put all the adult ads on there for all the gaming stuff that may be inappropriate, and leave the regular YouTube, pretty much split it in half, and use the same server stuff, but have it separated, kind of like they have YouTube and YouTube Kids. Okay, for example, big YouTubers make money with sponsors too. That's right, sponsors. They're able to get, this is sponsored by, but it's all about being transparent, because so many people did not disclose, kind of like CSGO, gambling, and whatnot. But also people in the radio business used to do that all the time as well, called payola, where, you know, you have a new and upcoming artist and you know it's a really popular DJ and you give him a bunch of money or you give him anything he wants so he'll play your record. So people in the live streaming thing have to be very transparent and say, this is a paid promotional live stream by And that's how they're able to get by. DudeSoup's not worried for the moment because they're employed by Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth has a big blanket organization, you know, with Ruby and DudeSoup and Achievement Hunter and everything right there. So it's Patreon, GoFundMe that really help. And then Patreon does really help. I'm telling you, there's a YouTube. You can probably go look them up. Called Movie Bob. Is Movie Bob still around? Let's see. Movie Bob. YouTube.com. Let's search for Movie Bob. Movie Bob. Movie Bob is he's a great guy. Movie Bob. 120,000 subscribers. And let's see. Is he getting, wow, everything's sluggish here. All right. How's this? It's not bad. 13,000, 50,000. Yeah, strangely enough, there's 18, 16, 13 for his views on Turtles, Gem, and Sega Genesis games. But the one that has 50,000, why the Defenders didn't work. So many people on YouTube are able to find more ground and get bigger from criticism. And there's one thing that says, those who cannot create critique. All right. It's a very interesting, weird thing, but we more or less could be on the precipice, like, right, because there was a huge thing that happened, a boom for YouTube horrible, cancerous content last year. Oh my gosh, it just blew up. It was crazy. Hey, for all we know, that this could be one of the last years where YouTube is actually physically, because so many people are like, I can make any kind of videos that I want on YouTube. I have freedom of speech. That's an illusion, because you have freedom of speech in the real world. But when you when you're doing it on a platform that is privately owned by a company, you're going it through them. So essentially, you really don't have freedom of speech. You have the freedom to post it, but you don't have the freedom to monetize on it monetarily. It's the same reason why if a serial killer makes art, he can't sell it for profit. I know that that's a very drastic comparison, but I'm trying to say that, you know, he can paint all he wants. Will he be able to do that next step and sell it and become a famous artist? I don't know, maybe, yes, no, who knows. But yeah, freedom of speech on YouTube is kind of an illusion if you want to build it as a job. That's the reason why, they try to prohibit that. But of course, I'm here doing this, and God knows this may not be monetized or be able to be monetized because it's not ad-friendly stuff. So, okay, you have as free as long as you don't monetize. That's right, pretty much. That was my argument against people who are defending, like who are against ad apocalypse. I'm like, that's literally what I was saying. That was my pitch. I'm like, you guys can. They're like, freedom of speech is censored. I'm like, you can say whatever you want, man. You just can't make money off of it. And now we look at it and be like, now it's targeting everyone. They take out the bad guys, but we're like recap shows and people who did tutorials in this rampant AI content ID system. We're now collateral damage, possible collateral damage. Right there. Okay. Why do I have you here? Oh yeah, by the way, Movie Bob, grew up with him. He was a weird dude. He was nice when I met him at PAX East. He wrote a book called Brick by Brick, and it was a story about him and his life and Super Mario and how it saved his life. He signed the book. It was great. Good guy. Wish him all the success. And the reason why I bring him up at BBM is he makes a lot of money on Patreon. A lot. Here, what's this? I do not like Mr. Bob. No, God. I said I do not hate Mr. Bob. I like Bob. Bob C, as I won't give his last name. But I grew up with him. All right. Oh, his name is, okay, Bob Chipman. His name is Bob Chipman. It's on Patreon, so it's public. Patreon is a great example of content creators who are able to make money if their videos become demonetized because the studio considers them using their content inappropriately, and it does not fall in line with the freedom of the copyright law or 76, blah, blah, blah. Freedom of, I don't know. That 76 thing. All right. Bob makes more than $3,000 a month on Patreon. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And you could be as lackadaisical as certain goals like, what? Okay, so it's like, live sustainably while continuing to create videos, movie reviews, columns, blogs, and other Movie Bob content. Ideally, while also improving quality of output with better equipment, software, and etc. He met his goal. That's great. Lots of respect toward people who are able to support creators like that. They will hit us non-monetized soon. Yeah. Okay, here's a perfect example. Okay, there's a little window right here to the left of me. Let's see if I can bring this up. I section it off right here. Okay. The reason why I wanted to bring this up, and I said, well, we'll talk about this later, is let's see if I can just fill this up so you guys can see this properly. Okay, so this is the behind the scenes where you don't see anything pretty much. But, okay, these are things that were brought to my attention where, okay, words with weird titles like terror, slice 'em, slaughter, those things are automatically going to get hit. Meta tags, like the tags you put in there. If you're using those whole entire, maybe if I put this one that's a clickbait title or like a viral thing, I may get hit. Strangely enough, it was really bad when it first started because it was flagging everyone. And I did these two video tests right here because, okay, yeah, these are all those stuff that Joe doesn't monetize his Friday the 13th ones. But like, all right, these three videos right here, this is a PG rated. This is a PG rated, completely clean, non-advertiser friendly ? Super Chat is helping. Yes, Super Chat is awesome. Video test 2, conclusion. Pass, then I auto-correct the title. It fails. Both of those things yellow listed. Non-advertiser friendly. Another one that I did on the 21st. Here's what we know about the ad-friendly program. It's an 11-minute video. That's it. No tags. No, there were tags right here. This one and this one right here. I did put the monetization, like, you know, ad-friendly, content ID issue, ones that are relevant. And it was pretty crazy how it was like, okay, what's going on with here? But today, I go and check it out. They're monetized now. The stipulation that you guys don't know if you're not a creator of YouTube videos, that when you put out a video is on YouTube, but it's, sorry, I'm blanking. I just lost my train of thought. I'm not high, I swear. Super Chat is helping, but I put out all these videos, and it was pretty interesting to be like, okay, oh, that's what I was talking about. All right. The YouTube, if they flag your video with a yellow circle whatever, not ad friendly. You can only request a manual review if it's over 1,000. But it has been shown, and it's within my understanding, that the majority of the people, when they put out a video, the life expectancy for a high output for views is within the first couple of days. So if you have to wait for a manual review, if you have to hit 1,000 by 7 days and it's demonetized, it's not good, and you're not like this huge uber mega one, and you can't use these certain weird titles or certain demographics, it'll kill your incomplete audience. Within the third day, no one's going to watch your stuff. They've already watched somebody else. They were trying to find more things. Also, one of the YouTube people actually recommended on one of their videos talking about how great this program is. Somebody sent in and goes, what am I going to do if it flags as soon as I post it? This guy actually recommended that a content creator, okay, how much money from every $1 do you get to keep on Super Chat? I don't see any of it. I do not know that number. I do apologize. Hello, Renwood. Welcome. So, this person at YouTube, he actually said, like the guy sent an email, and he goes, well, that's a great question. What you probably, if you want to do, you can actually upload your videos, but then upload them unlisted, and then wait for us, and by us, I mean our computer, to decipher if your video is ad-friendly, and if it is, you can make it go public. I go, did a person associated with this company actually tell one of their quote-unquote customers, which is a content creator, to do that? That's horrible. That was some of the bad, that just shows that it's not going to, it did not. So it blows my mind how these 3 videos right here, this one, and this one, all were yellow flagged yesterday, and now they're all monetized green. I'm making money off of them. Not really making money off of them. I got under 30. Okay. Well, that's a good question. Probably a good Google search I could bring up. Let's see. All right, but I know that Twitch, when it comes to Twitch's subscription plans, whoops, sorry about that. And subscription plans for Twitch, if you subscribe to somebody on Twitch for $4.99, half of that goes to Amazon, half of that goes to the creator or the creator itself. But also, people had the ability to just, because I was wondering, I saw somebody that said $2.99 subscribe to this live streamer for $2.99. I'm like, how did they get a $2.99 thing and other people have $4.99? Well, these people were actually able to opt in or add their own, and some people have support me directly via PayPal with a recurring $2.99 subscription, and it goes completely to me. Doesn't go to Amazon, which is okay. Okay, how much of a Super Chat donation goes to YouTube? Super Chat payout percentage. Let's see, there's a video. Nope. All right. There. Okay, Taka, I put an unboxing video on the PS4 Pro, and its contents inside, and it got deemed as inappropriate, not advertiser friendly, but I got cleared up later. Yeah, do you know what's weird? I also requested a review of all these videos right here, and they're monetized now. Because we already know right now, or as of a couple days ago, we already know that there is not a single person reviewing this. It's a computer that, oh yeah, here's another thing. If you're playing PUBG on YouTube and you put a PUBG video on there and it's demonetized, more than likely it's either analyzing a picture from there's an image on your thumbnail that shows a guy with a gun. Or if it hears gunshots within the video, encoded, whatever it is, it's probably going to demonetize because it's working so hard to get rid of any like violence and whatnot. So, all right, let's see. Let's skip ad. Okay.
Hey everybody, this is a follow-up to my very...
Okay, blah, 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 blah.
Got $4 total Canadian from Jordy Weeds and $2 from Amy Compton.
Okay, this shout out to Agent of Doubt. He posted this video on YouTube. Super chat payout percentage. I'm going to put this in the chat room right there. Support him if you'd like to.
As they were testing Super Chat themselves. And just a quick shout out, Jordy Weeds is probably the most professional of any Cards Against Humanity player that you've ever met. Actress.
Hey, blah, blah.
So Jordy donated in Canadian dollars, so I actually had to do some conversion. So Google says that the conversion rate means his $4 Canadian is actually
$3, yeah.
US dollars total. And if we go to the analytics that
oh, wait a minute.
If we go to US dollars total, I got 5.07 US dollars total. And if we go to the analytics that have come out finally for that day, you can see this spike in my revenue on YouTube and my total revenue. I've been each day making a few more videos, monetized, and then there's this spike on this day. Well, they actually added another tab for transaction revenue. I haven't seen this tab before, so this transaction on this day was $3.55 that I got from all that I did. So if I were to divide $3.55 by the $5.07 that I got from my e-begging, it comes out to about 70%. So the split between YouTube and the creators who are on these hangouts for Super Chat revenue is 70-30 if you are going with just direct YouTube payouts and not an MCN. If you have an MCN that you're a part of,
okay, so I believe that when he says 70-30, I believe that 70% goes to you, 30% goes to YouTube, which is actually a really good split considering the fact that a lot of MCNs take 90-10. No, I'm sorry, 60-40. Actually, that's not a good... if you're an MCN, it's a crap one because that's a payout over views. Like big time... Like really good ones like Curse have a 90-10 where you get 90% of all the revenue from views and they take 10% because they're a large company. But all these horrible crap MCNs who just accept everyone and just try to lock you into a contract and take more than half because they're saying, I'm taking more than half because I'm doing all the work promoting you, which is completely bull. It's bull hockey. So that's that. That's pretty interesting. I'm glad that I actually was able to shout out to Movie Bob. Movie Bob makes some interesting stuff. Okay. So when I donate $1, Phil ain't getting $1. Well, you got to donate more. If you want to donate, if you want $1 to get to him, donate $2. You gotta do it. No, you don't have to. You guys, you don't have to do anything. Okay. Just to close out the show really quick. Hold on for a second. I know I had some stuff. The last thing. BBM was there. Gary Eakin was there. There was a situation that happened on Twitch the other night that I just wanted to touch upon and talk about. I think I talked about it briefly somewhere else on Discord, but I wanted to kind of like, I deleted that video. I deleted the VOD off of Twitch, and you know, if somebody downloaded or capped it, it's probably out there. Who knows? Or clipped it. But the live streamer Aleutians, person that I was working for the last couple months, we are no longer working together or working along with each other in regards to support and whatnot. It had to do a lot with, I will take a majority of the blame, the lion's share, for bringing it up, because I thought I was being funny, but it ended up being petty. And it was, people have these things on Twitch called auto hosts, and it's great to be able to support somebody else out there on Twitch. Big or small, equal size. But if you support all these other people while you're live streaming, then it does butt kiss. It is not worth it whatsoever. The real meat of it was that we were working with each other. And my problem was that I assumed that there would have been a greater amount, of support, or equal support between me and the other party. And when I found out that somebody who hasn't done as much legwork as myself was put on a higher pedestal than I, that's when I became petty. And I would definitely apologize for anybody who was there and watched it. Hey man, things happen. I have anger issues. I'm paranoid. That's right. This is known. But, I'm a piece of shit sometimes. But this person has blocked me from all social media. Problem is, I subscribed to that person because, again, supported them as soon day one when they got their affiliate program awardee. First day of their live stream for subscribe button. I subscribed to them because I believe in them. And I was given the customary, should probably contact Twitch to get together with their devs or whatever and find a way to resolve this. See you. And completely blocked me. Kicked out of the Discord group. Blocked me on Twitter. Blocked me on Twitch. And whatnot. For fear of retribution. I'm far past that. I understand that I was in the wrong. And for somebody who doesn't... And for a person that's like... For people, this person and I, be not fan of drama, certainly cause a lot of drama. Somebody just doesn't like to take criticism. This guy, also that person. But it was petty, it was stupid. For anybody there, I'm sorry that you guys had to see that. Thank you very much, Gary Eakin, for your support. It's just weird, man. It was pretty crappy, to be honest with you. I expect more, and that's my issue. So, I don't think I'm ever going to help. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I will constantly be there to support you guys as content creators, as live streamers, as much as I can. But I'm not going to bend over backwards for you. It sucks. It's unfortunate that it's come down to that because you can only do so much, guys. And also, I don't want you guys to follow by my example, but I want you guys to learn from that. If anybody asks you to do any intros or art or promote them or do a share for share, like sub for sub on YouTube, don't listen to them. They are only out to get theirs. I don't want to say, like, I am paranoid, but it is a way of life. You've seen with, like, live streaming leeches, man. These guys who make friends with big-time live streamers, and they're small, and they build up their thing, and they were like, see ya. It was like, et tu, Brute. Well, sorry. Everything's fine. But it disappointed me, to say the least. But it is what it is. Live and learn, guys. Live and learn. Just make sure that no one takes advantage of you. I'm not saying that this person took advantage of me. I think that I've tried to do a lot of support for people because I believe in them. But I think it's just going to be moral support from now on. Like, good job, buddy. Here's a like. I don't expect you guys to super support me. Just being there and trying to create some cool content that you'll enjoy is all I've ever asked. I hope that you're enjoyed from the content that me and Joe and Phil have created. I'm not telling you like, yeah, man, you're about to do this. Make sure you subscribe and do this and do that. It's like, just a moment of your time, guys. Just a moment of your time. That's all we really ask for. We're just here to entertain and make sure that you guys are happy. So, who knows? Maybe if I became a live streamer, like one of those full-time live streamers, full-time YouTubers, I probably have one of those awakening moments where somebody says, "Well, what happened to you, man? You know, you used to talk to us. You used to like support it. Like we were here since day one. Why'd you move on to greener pastures with all these other people that are willing to pay you money?" It's like, I never want to be like that. I just know that at my age, me becoming who I want to be should be in design. Like what I've gone to school for. I don't know. Gary said that you gotta follow your heart. And you gotta never say never kind of stuff. But there comes a time and a place. Like when I got injured for American Ninja Warrior training. I got injured pretty bad. And I was full on dead set to be on last season's Ninja Warrior with my friend Scott, my friend Vince. And my body, my frame of mind was, I'm going to do this. I'm going to push myself. My body was like, see ya. It didn't want anything to part. My body gave out on me. I don't know. It's in a great world. Sometimes I forget. In this fantastic, super awesome world that we have, I forget how old I am. I will always be the same Taka that you know, the same crazy kind of kooky kind of thing. But yeah, you learn things, guys. You learn things. I may not be as active here on YouTube or on Twitch after like when school starts. But I'm glad that we had the time together. I'm not going away. I'm just glad that we've had so much time and we'll have so much more time before September 6th. And I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for all the great stuff. Thank you very much for all the support on the vlogs. And Phil and Joe's show. Fantastic. Taco of Love. I'm telling you, man, I gotta work on those t-shirts. I gotta finish Uncharted, man. I gotta finish the Uncharted series. I may play it in a little bit. Just a little bit. I want to finish the show. Maybe watch another episode of Attack on Titan. And then I'll play at night. So it's just how am I not surprised in this day and age that these things will happen? I can't see the world going back to this is just going back on the first point. I can't see the world going back to the way it was. Like, I think that out of all the things, oh man, I really miss the way it was back in the day. I think YouTube is one thing you do not. Horrible video quality. Videos not longer than 10 minutes. Can't live stream. And can't make money off of it, which is only good for creators. But having that drive to make money on YouTube kicks that person's butt to say, man, I do this. I can actually do this a whole lot more often. So yeah, t-shirts. T-shirt designs are coming soon. I'm already talking to somebody that I had. Oh yeah, all art and all work that I'm doing, I want to make sure that people are thoroughly compensated, or at least beginning to be compensated. Gary, thank you very much for the nice shout out. Gary did a video about an unboxing that he did. I gave him the video that you guys see on Gary's page, on Gary Eakin's page, is the unboxing with the video, like a box, and it shows. And I gave him the first cosplay mask I ever made, and it's got a headset in it, mic and headset, so you can literally plug that in via USB and talk to people perfectly with this creepy mask on. And I got him an awesome shirt because people like Gary do a lot of really cool, funny stuff, and they deserve to be compensated. So hook up. Take care. Like they say in restaurants, take care of your local bartender. Take care of your local artist. Take care of your local people, all right? All right. So we're going to get out of here, play, and then we're going to do this, and then... Thank you very much for watching The Hands of the King. I am Taka, also known as Dig Taka. Dirty Issues Gaming Taka. Twitter. Go to Instagram D1 Taka down there. Twitch.tv/DigTaka2. Okay, Mitchell. Please don't stream again. Ha! I know. Oh no. Yeah, it's such a bummer when I do these videos. I agree with you, K. Mitchell. So much love.